Hello everybody, and I hope you had a very nice Christmas, and I hope that you got some amazing and wonderful Christmas gifts this year. I certainly did, which is why I'm doing this video. The first up I'm going to do in this video is a Loco review. Actually there's 3 Loco reviews to do, so there'll be 3 videos I'm going to be making. But I just wanted to show you briefly what I got over Christmas, certainly 2 of them. The first one is going to be this amazing Loco I got for Christmas from the wife. It's a Bachmann A4 Pacific, and it is Sir Nigel Gresley. And I've always wanted to own Sir Nigel Gresley as an A4 Loco. Never had Sir Nigel Gresley as a Loco in my life, so I was really pleased with this. And what I'll do, I'll stop the video and get it out of the box so you can have a proper look at this. Okay, so let's have a look at this Loco and have a little closer look at Bachmann's new A4 Sir Nigel Gresley. So let's have a look at the tender first of all. So the first thing that we notice about the tender is the pretty crisp paint job on there, and it really is quite nice. You wouldn't expect anything less from Bachmann. Very crisp, very nice on there, and it's also the correct tender for the Loco itself. This current Loco, by the way, is based up at the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, and looking at videos of it on the internet, it's very accurate, the actual model itself. The tender itself has got the correct corridor connection, which you can see by the centre door that goes from the end of the tender obviously to the carriages in the train, so they can change the crews without stopping the train itself. And you've got the correct little window there that indicates that it is a corridor tender, and looking above there you can see the path of the corridor that would go from here through the tender all the way along, and then at the front there you would see the door there that would open up onto the footplate. And one of the interesting things I always found fascinating about Sir Nigel Gresley, who the locomotive is named after, who's the chief designer of the London North Eastern Railway, was that he got the idea for the corridor tender by lining up his dining room chairs at home against the wall and working out how much space he would need to walk comfortably between the ends of the chairs and the wall to get the measurements for the corridor tender. So that was a very unique way of doing that. So yeah, it's a quite nice tender there. The only thing my personal gripe about this tender is 2 things. One, even though you get some detail there to put on there, I think Bachmann have missed out the space there for a vacuum pipe, which unfortunately I don't think you can fit on there, even though there is a little hook on there for you to put a chain coupling link. If you're using chain coupling links on your layout, there isn't a space for a vacuum pipe, unfortunately, and the buffers are not sprung, which is a shame. But other than that, it's quite a nice tender. And my only other gripe is the fact that the coal on top, even though it looks quite believable, you can't remove it. It's moulded on there, so unfortunately you can't prise it off with a screwdriver and replace the coal load with real coal, which I would have liked to have done. But never mind, it's quite believable and it's quite acceptable, so that's not really a major problem. It looks the part anyway. You can tell it's an A4 tender. So moving on to the Loco itself, this is really quite a nice A4. First of all, you can tell by the shape it's a streak. It's an A4, and it looks the part, and it looks like the exact real life Loco. And I think the A4s look better without the side balancing that was covered during the Second World War that you found on the Loco Mallard. So the A4s I think look really good without their side balancing on there, so you can see all the motion and the details there. Again, really nice paint job there by Bachmann. The boiler bands are nice on the Loco throughout the boiler, down to the smoke box, and from cab to smoke box are really nice. The nameplates on there, they're not etched, but they're not sticky labels. They're printed plastic labels, or should I say plates. They're quite prominent on there, and they look quite nice. so they're quite passable. And it's got the correct double chimney, which is nice, and the Kyle Chap exhaust on there. And on the front there's some quite good rivet detail on there. It's got a shed plate on there you can read as well. And it's quite a nice looking A4. It's even got a little crest on there to mark that it went quite fast during its career. Not quite as fast as Mallard, but Mallard stole the record from this A4. And the wheel arrangement and detail there is quite nice as well. Just to mention really quickly, I saw this loco reviewed in Hornby magazine in November of 2012, and one of the things they mentioned was, even though the body shell was a previously issued A4, the chassis was brand new. The chassis itself was a brand new retooled design from Bachmann, and this loco on the track is absolutely 110% perfect. It's very, very quiet, and it performs at both slow, medium and fast speeds. I've tried it through all the speed ranges on the track, and it goes really, really lovely. I will do a video of this in action. If anybody wants to see it, I'll make a video of this running on the layout. Turning our attention to the cab, look at this. Now that is really nice. Now, as you can see there, there's some nicely picked out detail in the cab, which is quite nice. And one of the things I loved about this A4 cab wise is it's got some nice handrail detail on the side there, and all the cab windows are correctly glazed and coloured, which is a nice touch from Bachmann. The top roof vents unfortunately don't open like the Merlin A4 from Hornby, and even though you do get a little bit of super detail to add to this model, it isn't highly detailed like a Hornby A4, but it's a very, very, very nice model, and I'm very pleased with it. So this is my Bachmann A4, Sir Nigel Gresley, and I am rather pleased with that. Definitely is a good addition to my layout. And if you're thinking about buying a Bachmann A4 and you want this particular model, definitely would advise you to try it. Having seen the video, hope you like it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.